So the fact that you've clicked on this title shows me that you're probably already going through some huge growth, some character growth, some big changes in your life. You're on a path to take steps forward into being and becoming the person you want to be. Or you're in a position where deep down that you feel it's either time, that you're ready for it, it's coming, or that you really want that change, right? It's insane how quickly we can change as human beings and become the people that we want to be once we decide. A lot of us get stuck in these places where it's like a big thing, a big overcoming to become the person and be the person that you want to be in your life. Now, what I mean by this is that we do as humans decide what we do with our time. We do decide who we want to be. Sometimes I feel like as humans we forget that we decide what we do with our time. We decide the paths that we take, the things that we do. We have that power to get up, whatever day it is. This moment can be now for you. If you know deep down that change is coming, or you're on that path to becoming the person you want to be, maybe in your job, just character traits, but the projects that you set up, maybe being seen as being a person that does music or does art or runs a successful business. Maybe you want to be a businessman, Yet we come from this mindset so often that we're separate from the thing that we want to be. And that's because we look around and our experience, our sort of 3D doesn't look like the thing that we want it to be. We're not there yet. But although that's the case, we have to do the things that make us that person. We have to do the things that make us a businessman. We have to be the person that makes us an artist. We really do have the power to put yourself at the level that you want to be. You don't wait for other people to do it. We don't just wait for time to pass and then eventually we're going to be it. To get to be that person means that you have to start being that person. Literally put yourself at that desired outcome. Now this comes with a bit of honesty and truth and reflection of sitting there thinking, right, okay, if I know what my dreams are, I know what I want to be, where I want to be, what are the things right now that are stopping me from being that person? Is it my discipline? Is it my surroundings? Is it the people that I'm with? Is it my character traits? Is it that I simply don't spend the time doing the art or doing the business or doing the thing that you would want? It really can be that simple of putting yourself where you want to be. But it takes you to reflect and decide, okay, well, what am I not doing that would make me that person? And let's start doing it. And that's why I'm saying that can start now. You can simply decide that you are now that person that you want to be, who's living the path of the thing that you want to be. But that comes from making the changes in our daily routines and our mindset. It can be where you're at, your location, the people that you spend your time with. This is why it can start feeling like a big deal, because it's like, wow, I've got to change a lot. A lot's got to change for me to live that life or to be that person that I want to be. But it starts there by deciding, right, okay, well, what's not there? What's not aligned right now with the life that I would be living if I was the person I wanted to be? If I was successful, what would my life look like? How would I spend it? How would I spend my time? What habits would I be doing? What's that desired self look like? But we can't forget that you can make those changes now. You can start living that life now. In mindset, in approach to life, what direction you go in, where you choose to put your focus. These things that make us that person can be changed in an instant if you decide and you're clear on what those things are, and if you really want it. It's not about forcing. It's about changing and aligning yourself with who that person is that you've got in mind, the way you see yourself. We can't wait to develop the skills or the lifestyle that would come if we had our dream life. We have to start living that dream life or being that dream person, doing the things that that person would do. And that does come down to mindset and approach, habits, routines, what you do in your spare time. And to get to that point, you've got to know what that is. and have a certain discipline, but also just a certain knowing that actually I do have the power to start doing those things now. Or step one, what can I actually implement now that's going to change the direction of my life or change the course of my life, that's going to get me to where I want to be? And sure, that's a journey. These things don't happen overnight, but there are things that can happen overnight. There are things that can happen now that you decide, no, actually, I'm a person that gets up early. No, actually, I'm a person that does art every day. No, I'm a person that surrounds myself by these sorts of people. I'm a person that eats this sort of way. I'm a person that has this approach to life. These things you can actually change now. And yeah, you're going to uncover more and more the more you start doing those things and going on that journey and navigating that and fine-tuning that over time. But the actual decision and the action can be installed now, can be put in now. You can put yourself in that position. You can make yourself that person by changing those things that would make you that person right now. And that's what I think we sometimes forget. That we do choose the life that we live, in the sense of like, right, I'm in this position, what am I going to do with my time? Whatever position you're in, how are you going to spend your time, your money, your resources? Who are you going to talk to? How are you going to talk? What things are you going to dive into? What sort of routine do you want to live? We do decide those things. Yet sometimes we put ourselves separate from that, of like, I would like to be doing this, I'd like to be doing that. I'd like to be a person that has this sort of approach, or was able to do this. Forgetting that whatever situation we're currently in is through the daily action steps and mindset that we've decided to take. As I said, not everything's going to happen overnight, but certain things do come from simply deciding that I am this kind of person and I'm going to spend my time doing this. I'm going to put my focus on these things. Someone that decides to put their focus and energy into doing art and deciding that they now live the lifestyle of an artist, what are they? They're an artist. Instantly. It's the person that sits there thinking, I'd love to spend my days doing art. I'd love to live the life of an artist. Well, who are that? There's someone that isn't an artist because they don't spend their time, their energy, doing the thing that they want to do. Otherwise, they would be that thing. I know life's a journey, and to get into your dream positions, everything like that can be a process, a journey of growth over time. And it starts with these small things. But there are definitely things that can change in an instant as soon as you decide and highlight what those things are that you have the power to change now. That could be a certain approach mentally. Even the way you dress, you do decide how you dress yourself up in the morning. What part do you play? Maybe that's a better way of saying this. What part do you play? You decide what part you play. What character your avatar is. In so many ways, you can pick your character in terms of your part. I talk about this a lot. We're born with certain character traits, and I'm all for getting to the bottom of them, understanding them, so we can use them and come from an authentic truth place that's in alignment with who we actually are. I'm all about that. But there's also what you do with your time, the type of person that you are. You can decide, or you have the power over deciding that. And sometimes I think we forget that as humans, or don't give ourselves the recognition that we've got that much power. We get stuck in certain routines that we think are just us or our life. My life's this way, without realizing that we've got so much in us to change instantly. And that comes from knowing, reflecting what it is, and start making those changes. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's not going to take discipline. But that doesn't take away from that it's achievable and can be put into action right now. Done. It's done. I'm now an artist. I'm now living the life of a businessman who's on his venture to create business, set up business, network, living the life of a businessman. And what will come from starting that path, walking that path, and identifying with that path will be a journey in business. Same as a journey within art. It takes you deciding what part you're going to play, deciding where you're going to put your focus, and putting it there. Deciding how you're going to spend your energy, and spending it in the places that would make you the person you want to be. We wait for a lot of things to align, and this happens, right? We go through different chapters, and then certain chapters do allow certain things to be more aligned than others, and then we can use that energy and run with it. But we also don't need to wait. To a certain extent, we can put ourselves where we need to be. We can decide, I am now this, and I'm walking this path, I'm playing this character, and that's who I am. There's definitely aspects to this path of becoming who you want to be or living your dream life that you do just have to decide, change and implement. And then you are that person instantly, in many ways, you know? Don't wait for a green light on the things that you can just give yourself the green light on. Don't wait for people to give you the green light on things you can give yourself the green light on. Don't wait for people to give you permission in certain areas of your life that only you can give yourself permission to live. You might wake up one day and think, no, you know what, from now on I dress quite smart, I present myself in a certain way. No one's going to make you do that or ask you to do that unless it's something you want to do. And whatever situation it is, you can actually start dressing smart for little money and everything else, right? We do have the power to completely change the way we're seen and the way we approach life. And there's definitely things within that can happen instantly. It just comes with you deciding to live it. Reflect on this, you know, and ask yourself, what can I be doing now? What have I got to do now that's actually going to make me the person I want to be, or at least be the first steps of living the life of that life I want to be? Other things will follow. Other things will come through living that journey that make you feel like you're more in that dream position. Yeah, it starts with doing the things that person does anyway. That dream person of you does. That dream vision of yourself does. There's so many of that can start now, instantly. And don't forget that you've got the power to decide what you wear in the morning, what you eat, what you spend your time doing, where you spend your time. Take back that power. Recognise that power. There's something that's so simple about that, you know. You can simply decide that right now, from this moment on, I live the life of A. And you spend the time doing the things that person in that field do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but instantly you're that person, right? You're the person that spends their life doing that. And the rest will follow by walking that path and deciding that you are on that path. Peace.